Hi there, parents. In this video, we are going to explore together what it means to have a child with the planet Neptune in the zodiac sign of Pisces. How might they be experiencing the world, their sensitivities, a bleed through of energy, and what can you do to support them? My name is Chrissy Wissler. I am an intuitive, an evolutionary astrologer, and I'm also the parent of two very unique, sensitive children. Now, if you are struggling and you want to know and understand your child's sensitivities, I do offer birth chart readings for children. So you can go to my website at chrissywissler.com to find out more. And please like this video and subscribe to this channel. I appreciate you so much for being here and for saying yes to the child that you have. Now, Neptune in Pisces. What is that energy in that archetype? Neptune is actually the ruler of Pisces. So with Neptune being in his own sign, this is very profound. This is in fact the most mysterious of all of the zodiac signs. It's one of the trickiest to understand and sacred parts of our birth chart. It's difficult to understand because Pisces is the mystical. It is unconditional love. This is source frequency, God. This deep connection to nature, the environment, the universe. And where Neptune is, this is where we connect with spirit. This is also where we tend to have experiences of disillusionment, fantasy, illusion, while we are seeking this connection with spirit. Neptune's also where we are going to be experiencing an extreme level of sensitivity and where we are connecting to the collective. Neptune is no boundaries. It is not limited or contained, but it flows. It spills out everywhere and into everything. This continuous, eternal, ever unfolding, ever progressing energy and experience. And so when we look at Neptune in the birth chart, we really need to be open to this full range of possibilities and expressions that Neptune can have. So I'm only looking at this from a very high level, this Neptune energy, especially in Pisces. Where this falls for your child, what house sign, any aspects, the planetary aspects that it has to Neptune. All of that's like this piece of this puzzle. And what we're trying to do is think of a spider web. We're trying to look at one tiny little thread, but you really can't pull that one thread out. The whole thing will break. So just keep that in mind as we talk about this Neptune in Pisces. Now, Neptune in Pisces, this is one of the longer signs, planets. It takes a long time to switch zodiac signs. So the first wave of kids that came in with this was April 5th, 2011. And then there was a retrograde from August 5th, 2011, and then to February, I was just looking at my notes to give you guys right dates, till February 3rd, 2012, okay? That chunk of children, they have Neptune in Aquarius. But then, starting on that February 4th, 2012, going forward into December of 2025, these are the generation of children who have Neptune in Pisces. So, what does that mean? What is important to understand as a parent around Neptune in Pisces? These are our children with extreme sensitivity to the whole of life, to very collective consciousness. There can be this direct link between the child and the collective. So this extreme sensitivity, it's like they are a sponge and they're soaking up everything that's coming in around them. The room that they are in, the environment, not to mention the person and many people who live 5 blocks down the road from them. Your child is picking that up and feeling that. Now, again, we're just looking at one little tiny thread in the spider web here. Depending on the rest of your child's chart, they can be even more sensitive to this. So we're just kind of looking high level, just general, what this means. And isn't that just interesting that this generation of children are this sensitive? That they're having this bleed through of energy where it is difficult to tell what is theirs and what is the rest of the world's. They can very much have this experience of this merging of souls. So I would love for you to think about your own child. How might they be having this experience? Is this something as a parent that you have noticed that, whoa, they really do feel everyone around them? That this tantrum, this eruptive behavior, this arguing, this yelling, this anger, isn't just that they're angry. There's actually something underneath that's triggering within them. So let me know, what have your experiences been like? I know with Eric, my youngest, when he was very small, and any other babies or toddlers, you know, they fall down, they get hurt, and they get upset, they want food, right? They can be very loud about it. He would react with such intensity. This little, 1-2-year-old would just turn and just start hitting me because, the little tiny fish just pummeling mommy because he just wanted it to stop because it was so overwhelming to his system. It was such an intense bleed through that he could not handle it. There were no barriers between what he was feeling and what that other small child was going through. So, do you have any children that are like that, who've had those experiences? These children with Neptune and Pisces, and I say children, but 2012, they're moving into preteen territory here, so they're not going to be little children much longer. But these souls, they have one foot in our physical world, this collective dream that we're all having, this world, and then one foot in the spiritual world. It's like they are both of physical reality, and then they are of other. The mystical, the fantastic, the things that you can't even dream of, they're feeling, they're sensing, they're picking up on it. They are learning to be a bridge, to be an anchor in both worlds, to be here in this physical reality, and then to allow this creative flow to merge. This flow, this creativity that is coming from Source itself, from God. And they are learning to be masters at holding boundaries. When to be closed off with their antennas and when to be open. Just like Eric in his experience as a toddler, he had no boundaries. And yet as he's gotten older, he has been able to hold those boundaries, those energetic, emotional boundaries. These Pisces souls are really soaking up that early childhood experience and dynamic. Again, they're a sponge, they're picking it all up, and they are learning to wring out that sponge. Anything that is not theirs, that they do not want to hold, to just squeeze it out and let it go. And we as parents, as adults, we need to support and teach our children about healthy boundaries, so they're not just the sponge soaking everything up and getting bigger and bigger until they are emotionally dysregulated. Because we don't want their sensitivity to increase so much that they start to get coping mechanisms to help them deal with these extreme sensitivities, to shut them down so they don't feel as much. Some examples of this can be addictions, escapisms, this need to run away from what they feel is an overwhelming experience of life. Because life is challenging sometimes, especially now at this moment in time more than ever. What is happening in our collective, on the world stage, it's very intense. And these kids with Neptune and Pisces, they're the sponge. They're soaking it all up. They don't have to be watching the news to know what's going on. They can feel it. So how can we be aware of their sensitivities as parents? Especially for our kids who are these natural channels with these telepathic abilities, this supernatural sensitivity and creative talents that they're coming in with. These children who have this very direct connection to the raw elements of nature itself. Look at your own child and start to learn from them. Start to be a detective of their soul. And again, wow, they're really having this experience. This is not quite normal. Or even asking, they're having this experience. Why? What's going on in their environment? What's going on in the world that they might be agitated and really picking up on? These are also children who can be very much questioning the meaning of life. What is the purpose of life? Why are we here? Who is God? Why is this experience happening? Let me know if you have one of those children who's very much questioning the reality and our purpose for being here. The truth is this typical cookie cutter answers that we might have for those kinds of questions that we might have asked our parents or that we might have asked schools, more than likely those kind of answers are just not gonna fly with these kiddos. They're gonna be like, I know there's a deeper purpose to life because I can feel it. Because I am partly in that world, even as I am here in this physical body. They're also going to be really connecting with dreams. What dreams that they're having that they want to bring in and to ground into this reality. And which dreams are actually just scattered fantasy and delusion. They're also learning how their individual nature, their gifts, their creative skills and flow can be offered back to the world, to the collective. To honor their nature and do so in a way it's not forced or it's not someone else's goal, but is simply them. And how that's going to look will be different for each child. This is going to be an unfolding process. Our children learning how to move with the flow of life, to float down the river, to trust, to surrender. These are all themes of Neptune and Pisces. They have this tremendous opportunity to be true inspirations, especially when they connect into that flow within themselves, to really hone in and honor their sensitivities, And it's this giving back to the collective, to the whole of life, that can be the most fulfilling for them. So how can you support your child with Neptune in Pisces? My first question to you is, what are you already picking up on intuitively around their unique needs and their emotions? When you really focus in on them, listen to them, you will be surprised how much they are already telling you. One of my favorite ways to help both of my kids with Neptune and Pisces is to get out into nature, to pull back and just connect to the earth, to watch the birds, to go walking down at our local marsh or go on hikes. Those are some of our favorite ways to connect. I also love to use herbal body oils. Again, this deep connection to the earth in a way that's very soothing and comfortable to them. Moving their body when there's a lot of energy in the collective and it's just spiraling through my kids. Eric, it's very movement focused. Kate, it's usually more emotional. So it's like, okay, let's get outside. Let's go on a walk. Let's go to the park. You know, again, trying to interrupt the disharmony and what they are, again, soaking up. We want to wring that sponge out. So we got to have a pattern interrupt of what is causing that anxiety and that overwhelm. So I encourage you to tune into your children and see what it is that they are already communicating with you. So I do hope this is helpful, and this is again going to be going forward until December 2025. We have this beautiful generation of these very sensitive children. So maybe we can really start to even change our home environments or our school environments so they're not as loud. Even the images on the wall is not just screaming for attention. But what if it's instead more tranquil, peaceful, softer? So our kids and their very powerful Neptune and Pisces antennas can actually have a moment of peace and calm. And as I said, this is one tiny little thread of the spider web. If you would like to really go into more, you know, like if you want to know why your child is so sensitive, so unique and different, this is a time that you can stop wondering and find answers by taking a deep dive into your child's astrology. Astrology is a solid science, and it's been trusted for thousands of years across many civilizations. This science reveals what has remained hidden from us, this key to unlocking the door to navigate the unknown territories of your child. So, I have assisted many parents from all walks of life across multiple countries. And if you would like to move forward now, I do have 9 readings available. And that's due to the depth of the work that we cover and we really go into. So leave me a comment below, or you can go to chrissywissler.com and send me a message to secure your space. And please like this video and subscribe to this channel. That truly helps me, and I hope that this video has been helpful and supportive for you in understanding at a deeper level of who your child is and why they are having the experience and the sensitivities that they are having. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.